Hello. Welcome, everybody, back to Leeds Lately for the first time in 2026. Happy New Year to everybody down in the chat below. Happy New Year to all of our Leeds Lately members, including Daz Payne, Karen Curtin, Robert Wetzel, John Garside, and of course, welcome and Happy New Year to all of our non-members and regular subscribers as well. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me for yet another year of Leeds United. Tonight we face Liverpool, which we'll talk about shortly, but I hope everybody had a good night last night. Sorry, I was just reading Charles's comment there. Burnt my tender stem broccoli, which made me laugh. But yeah, it's important that we get off to a good start tonight, isn't it? But it will be a difficult game. And Farke has made 4 big changes. I didn't have a drink or anything last night because I was working today and stuff. So it looks like Leeds are almost willing to sacrifice this game after a good run of form to save some players for the game against Manchester United, the next one. But set piece goals this season, Liverpool most conceded, 12. Leeds are the second most scored with 12 as well. So there's always the chance. Now, of course, let's have a little talk about the Liverpool lineup. Of course, Alisson in goal is usual, but Bradley, since the last game, Bradley comes in at right back whilst Frimpong moves out to the right wing. Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson are the back 4. Now, Robertson, of course, is not anywhere near as quick as Kirkes, so Leeds may get a bit of joy if we can get Bogle down that right-hand side and try and get him past Robertson. Bogle's not even starting, Justin. Szoboszlai and Gravenberch in midfield. We know what kind of threat that they can bring, especially with crashing into the box. Szoboszlai and, of course, Gravenberch is shooting from distance in his power with the striding with the ball. In front of them, Jones through the middle, I expect. Wirtz, I think, will probably be out on the left. Frimpong out on the right. And Ekitike up front, who obviously scored 2 goals against Leeds last time. So we're away at Anfield. We've definitely got more of a chance of getting points against Manchester United than Liverpool. However, traditionally, since we've been back in the Premier League, we've really not done very well against scum. And look, there are a few forced changes. Tell you what. Let's have a look at the Leeds lineup and then we can discuss it. So I believe it's still going to be a 3-5-2. It looks like to me Perry in goal. Bohr now comes in for Rodon because of his injuries against Sunderland. Biol and Strauch keep their position, so we start with that back 3. Then on the right and left-hand side of the midfield / wing-backs is James Justin coming in for Bogle, so hopefully he has a good game. And Gabriel Goodmanson, of course, keeps his spot. Ethan Ampadu is alongside Gruev and Stack in midfield. And then you've got Mecha up front with Aronson. Now, I have a feeling that Leeds actually might go for a 3... Well, it's not necessarily a 3-6-1, but more of a 5-4-1 with 4 across the midfield, because I can't really imagine that Aronson is going to be the striker. He could be up alongside Mecha, but there isn't anybody else in that lineup who you imagine could take that role. I'm just hoping that Sebastian Bornau has a good game, because in the little bits we've seen of him, he's shown signs that he could be a very good defender. But I am a little bit worried that this is an absolute baptism of fire, throwing him in against Liverpool at Anfield for his first start in the league. Shout out Justin O'Dell, another one of our members. Happy New Year, you filthy animals. Weirdly, we were watching Fallout, the series on Prime, the other day, and Macaulay Culkin is just in it as an adult, and he kind of turned around and I was like, oh, that's odd. That just reminded me when you said Happy New Year, you filthy animals. But Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to everybody who's joining us. That is the Leeds lineup. Perry in goal, Justin, Bornau, Biol, Strauch, Goodmanson, Ampadu, Stack, Gruev, Meche and Aronson. 4 changes from a Leeds point of view. Of course, one of those enforced in Rodon. Calvert-Lewin has been dropped after the best run in his entire career. Farke says that he's conscious of protecting Calvert-Lewin, not allowing him to get injured again. Because that is something that he does have in his history, in his past. So it was in the very, very latest episode, Justin, the one that's just come out. But those of you who are saying that it's that we're throwing the game and that we're conceded and all that sort of thing, I think you are underestimating the players that we've got. Yes, we might lose this game, and we probably would lose this game with our strongest lineup. But I think that some of the players that we've got in backup are good enough to play Premier League football. So let's just hope and support them the best we can. And if the game starts to go really wrong, you can go, okay, yeah, this hasn't worked. But as for now, we haven't even seen the start of it yet, so we don't know whether he's picked a good lineup or not. I think you've also got the likes of Calvert-Lewin that can come off the bench. Meche is very competent. We've seen him score a few goals this season, and his hold-up play is good. Let's just hope that we play well. I will be ecstatic with another draw. I really would. Picking up a point against top sides is more than you can ask for, really. So yeah, would be happy with that. As in Sebastian Bornau, Hank. Yeah. See, this is what I talked about this in my tactical preview. I was basically saying, well, either Farke goes to a 4 at the back. Excuse me. A 4 at the back with Rodon dropping out, or we start Bornau and still play that 5 at the back. Yeah, look, I'd be ecstatic with a draw, and then a draw against Man United I'd be ecstatic with as well, to be fair. We need to be picking up... As long as we're picking up points, I'm happy. As long as we're picking up points, I'm happy. That's all we need to do, is just keep picking up points. To survive in the Premier League, generally, you need 1 goal per game. And you need 1 goal per game, and Leeds are ahead of that at the moment. So therefore, you're looking at an overall positive. Six minutes to go before we see the kickoff at Anfield. I hope everybody who's joining us has had a nice festive period, Christmas and New Year, all that good stuff. We've obviously got today's game, and then we're playing again on Sunday against Scum. So of course there will be. Well, actually, yeah, that means I need to make a tactical preview on that one, and the transfer window is open as well. Anybody seen any rumours? There's one rumour that I've seen about Harry Gray going to Manchester City, but it was in the Sun, so That's about as much as you need to know on that rumour. But there is definitely transfers to be had. I was saying as soon as we changed to a 3-5-2, I was basically saying, well, if you're going to have two strikers and you've only got three at the club, you're going to have to get another one. If you're going to play with two strikers in your starting lineup and you've only got three at the club, you're really going to have to go and get another one to make sure you've got backup for both positions. And if Leeds United can go out and get Ermedin Demirovic, who we were looking at in the summer, that would be absolutely massive for our end to this season. I'm just having a look at who West Ham's supposed to be. Who are they supposed to be signing? I've got no. I've been at work, so I don't know what kind of rumours have been happening. I don't know what striker that is, Trev. I haven't had a look. Players are all heading out onto the pitch now. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Clive. I said that when we were first looking at the lineup is, will Aronson be a striker or will he play as more of a midfielder and do like a 5-4-1 formation for Leeds? Vicente Pablo. I've never heard of him, Trev, to be fair. I'd have to look into it. So, Arne Slot's Liverpool lineup like this. Oh, I've pressed it too many times. Alisson in goal. A back four of Conor Bradley, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson. In front of those is Szoboszlai and Gravenberch. Or Curtis Jones, according to the graphic, is Ryan Gravenberch and Curtis Jones, with maybe Szoboszlai a little bit further forward. But Jeremy Frimpong is on one wing, Florian Wirtz is on the other wing, and then up front for Liverpool is Ugo Ekitike, who scored 2 against us last time out. On their bench, you've got Gakpo, Chiesa. It's not a strong bench, for them. They've got some real backup players. Leeds lineup then, it's on the screen now on Sky, is Perry in goal. Then you've got a back three of Sebastian Bornau, Jakob Iyol and Pascal Struijk, with James Justin coming in for Bogle on the right-hand side, Goodmanson on the left-hand side, and in the middle is Gruev, Ampadu and Stack. And then up front is Mecha and Aronson. What I will say as well is that when Nonto came on against Liverpool, he really caused problems and he got that penalty pretty much straight away. Our bench is Darlow, Bogle, Calvert-Lewin, Piru, Okafor, Harrison, Tanaka, Byram and Nonto. So the fact that we've got players like Okafor, Nonto and Calvert-Lewin and Bogle on the bench, some very, very good substitutions to be able to bring into this game. However, let's hope that it's not too little too late when we do make those substitutions to bring those players into the fray. I'm just going to get ready to set off the timer. We've got Jamie Carragher on comms. I think there might be some slight bias there. You'll never walk alone rings out. Ethan Ampadu, Premier League in this season, Leeds rank for, I think, tackles, touches and something else was first for all of them. So he's having a really good season. Ampadu, especially since we changed formation, he's been really, really good. Oh, I'm getting bloody chats here from WhatsApp. Oh, I'll have to just mute it next time it comes through. I need to get ready for this. We're underway. Ball goes all the way back. Oh, bloody hell, it didn't start. There you go. Ball went all the way back to Perry, and now he sent it along towards Mecha. Header won by Konate, and Strouk's going to let that one go out for a Leeds United throw-in. And we're going to sit back a little bit now. Great shout, Anto Garland. Please do not put it in the chat if a goal goes in for either team, because I won't have seen it yet and it'll spoil the game for me. I want to be able to... Well, it doesn't even need explaining, to be fair, does it? You don't want to know about a goal before it goes in. Thank you so much, Chewy. Welcome back, mate. Thank you for the super chat. £10 there from Chewy saying, let's make this a happy 2026 in the Prem. Our Leeds, aren't we? Marching on together. Leeds United Football Club. Thanks, Chewy. Really, really appreciate that. Everyone, make sure you go and like that super chat as well down in the comments. Here come Goodmanson down the left-hand side, though. Goodmanson tackled there by Bradley. Judged to have been a foul, though, by the referee, and a chance for Leeds to get the ball in the box. Yeah, he did well there, Goodmanson. He just faked to cross it in, and then he was tripped. Well, Leeds have got a free kick about 2 yards closer to the goal than a corner. You've got a terrible record from defending set pieces this season, somehow with Van Dijk and Konate. Here is Anton Stack getting ready to take this free kick. 2 arms up, ball whipped in. Alisson punches away. Not a great free kick in the end. Aronson heads back towards the box. Ampadu goes in for it too. Ball out now to Szoboszlai in the left-back position. Plays a little chipped ball across the back line to Connor Bradley now. Now, Frimpong, who is, of course, usually a right-back, Bayer Leverkusen played as a right wing-back, much similar to the role that James Justin's playing today for Leeds. But at Liverpool, he's not necessarily an out-and-out right-back, so sometimes they do play Bradley in right-back and they push Frimpong further forwards onto the right wing position. Here's Robertson. Now Van Dijk. Bit of a heavy pass. He's given the ball away there. Here's Aronson as Leeds come forward. Mecha could have been offside there. Wasn't, though, and ended up not playing a great ball to Goodmanson regardless. Yeah, I'll have a look into them, Goz, and I'll probably be doing some video. Well, I'll definitely be doing some videos. I'll definitely be doing some videos on the transfers and stuff that are going on. But as it stands, we're in a game here, and Jacobillo plays a long ball over the top towards Brendan Aronson. It's hit Aronson's shoulder and rolled harmlessly through to Alisson Becker in the Liverpool goal. Here's Konate. Of course, last time out, that 3-3 draw sparked by the Konate penalty was something that was triggered by Aronson and Nonto's dribbling from midfield, and was something that we won't see until perhaps they come on, especially with Okafor as well as an option off the bench. But as it stands, here is Jeremy Frimpong. Aronson tackles Szoboszlai there. Actually, it was Gruev, and now ball out wide to Stack by Mecha. Here comes Stack. He's not got many options, but it's a good cross towards the back post. Gruev can get there, but it's going to go a little bit wide for him. Drops it back off here to Aronson. Aronson in the box. Back to Gruev. Gruev prepares for a cross. Cuts it back, though, to Goodmanson. Back out wide now to Gruev. Ball down the line here for Goodmanson. Across the box, cleared by Konate. First corner kick to Leeds United. Good bit of play there by Leeds. And like Spani Rico is saying, I do think that Aronson is... he's having a bit of a renaissance in form, isn't he? He's really taking it to oppositions, and maybe it's the formation that gives him a bit of freedom to do that, but he's definitely got some more confidence. Corner now to Leeds United. Anton Stack is the taker. Justin, Strouk, Bornau, Biol all wait in the box. Ball in, headed away by Van Dijk. Only as far as Aronson, who heads it, and now Sebastian Bornau. Can he get it back across? He can try, but it's going to be another corner kick to Leeds off Gravenberch there as he blocks that one wide. Good play by Leeds, trying to just pump the ball in the box. And let's be honest, with Liverpool's set piece record defensively, put the ball in the box as much as you possibly can and see what drops for you. Wirtz is just complaining about some sort of injury there on his nose, I think. He must have took a little bit of a whack there, but he seems to be okay, and Leeds are getting ready to play the ball into the box now. Welcome everybody who's joining us. Seems we've got a lot of people here today. Welcome everybody. As it stands 0-0, corner comes into the box towards the penalty spots, bounces through everyone from Yakubu and easy to pick up there from Alisson. Leeds need to be careful as Liverpool come forward here with Gravenberch. Dropped off now to Curtis Jones. Ball out wide to Robertson as he comes over the halfway line. Justin comes out to Wirtz and forces him to go backwards there. Here's Jones. Now Kanate just coming into the Leeds half. Conor Bradley down the line here to Frimpong. Gets it back. Can't quite take it with him before Aronson, nearly takes it off him and can't quite. Here's Frimpong with the ball, trying to cross it in. Away by Stack, but only as far as Gravenberch. And then his shot is blocked by Ampadu. Headed back towards the Leeds box. Back away again by Strauch. Here's Bradley. Now Van Dijk. Robertson. Now, we talked about it in the first tactical preview that Leeds, when we played them the first time, Leeds versus Liverpool, and they do like to try and switch the ball from the back out to the wing. Ekitike trying to get through the Leeds defence there, tackled by Bornau. Now Gruev, and Mecha plays it all the way back to Strauch. But Leeds just need to be careful of them cutting inside off that wing. Aronson, and then that tackle by Bradley on Gruev goes out for a Leeds throw-in that Gabriel Goodmanson can go across and take. Happy New Year to everybody who's joining us. Welcome. Here's Ampadu. Sliced clearance there by Goodmanson. Did make its way to Bornau, which is then cleared. Aronson again winning the ball back with some tenacious tackling there, and does well to keep it as well to get the ball back to Ampadu. He's definitely had a real improvement in the last couple of games, Aronson. Gruev. Do you know what? Gruev as well, I do think that there's a tendency from Leeds fans, I think, to bash Gruev a little bit, but I think that he's definitely capable of being a Premier League player. I think if we didn't have Tanaka last season, Gruev features a lot more and ends up being a similar kind of considered figure in the Leeds fan base in terms of he's really tidy with the ball. He's always keeping it. He tracks back well. The only difference is he's a bit of a different type of player with the ball. He drops in between the centre-backs a lot to receive it. His left foot is decent as well with his passing range. Tanaka's a bit more of a short pass, come and do the give and go. But I do like Gruev, I must say. I don't think when I see Gruev in the lineup, I don't think I really panic. Here's Sebastian Bornau. Now Ampadu. Stack. Bornau again. Does well there. Gets the ball to Stack. That's going to be a Leeds throw in, surely. Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly, Clive. He is just, and Justin as well. He is a decent player. He's very tidy. He doesn't do anything special, does he? But he does what he does right. Good clearance there by Yakubu Yol on the cover. Van Dijk heads it back forward again. Now Ampadu has been robbed there by Ekitike. Then Jones gets the ball through to Ekitike in the box. He's out wide a little bit. He goes to shoot. Perry spills it. Ball bobbling around, and eventually Leeds can clear the ball. That was a real goalmouth scramble there. Here's Curtis Jones. Back now to Bradley, who tries to play one into the box. Bornau's clearance is straight up in the air, then headed away by himself. Bit of a chaotic defending at the moment. No yellow cards yet. Here's Gravenberch. Gravenberch again now. Canate. Leeds just need to be careful here and calm things down a little bit. Here is Frimpong. Tries to play the ball into the box. It goes all the way through to Lucas Perry. Goodmanson just using a bit of experience there to put some pressure on Frimpong. Frimpong fell over and his cross in the end wasn't a very good one. That's a throw into Leeds as Connor Bradley just runs the ball out of play. Yeah, Ampadu just needs to be careful because Ekitike will try and come up behind you and nick the ball off you, and he did it well there. His shot in the end was poor, and then Perry didn't jump on it in time, spilled it. Hi, Clifton. According to Daniel Farke, he wanted to make sure that, given his injury history in the past, that he gets a bit of a rest so you can keep him. That's why Dominic Calvert-Lewin's not playing. Justin saying nothing special is the best way to be for a CDM. There isn't one squad member that has had a poor season so far. Really, I couldn't think of one who's really been bad, to be honest. But I think genuinely, had we come up the year before, the foundation of our squad wouldn't have been as strong as what it is after we could spend the Jorginho Rutter money and the Archie Gray money on players like Tanaka, bringing in Rodon permanently, etc. Here is Sebastian Bornau with the throw-in. Thrown down the line there, flicked on by James Justin, away by Van Dijk. Liverpool have picked the ball up here in the centre circle with Florian Wirtz. Van Dijk now. Here's Jones. Good ball by him into the front line. Szoboszlai back to Wirtz. Good tackle there by Yakubiyol. Ampadu back to the goalkeeper, and then Perry does the right thing there really and clears it. Headed back up the field by Canate again though. Liverpool definitely more dominant and more confident than they were at Elland Road. That's going to be a Leeds throw in there as well. Good defending there by Aronson. It's Liverpool are definitely massively on top here and are really pushing for a goal and have had a few chances where they've come close. But we just need to be careful not to concede in those moments and take our chances when we do have a set piece, like a free kick, corner. Those are the moments where we really need to take advantage. Ekitike is in the box here. Ball away. Great sliding challenge there by Justin. It was a long ball over the top, and Ekitike and Biol were fighting each other the whole way. I think if Ekitike went down, there's a potential that he would have got the penalty. But the ball gets cut back to Wirtz, and James Justin slides in with a fantastic challenge. We are still playing 3-5-2, by the way. Aronson's up front. That's a really, really good challenge by James Justin. Well, Jamie Carragher's saying it's good defending, to be fair, Dr. Cox. So, I don't know. Carragher's was a bit of that type of defender as well, and Yakubiyol's very physical. I think potentially if Ekitike goes down, then it goes to VAR. Yeah, but 3-5-2 and 5-4-1 is like with and without the ball. I think when we don't have the ball, we're always going to drop into a 5 at the back. But look, we're 15 minutes in here, and we just need time to grow into the game. So hopefully we give ourselves that chance by keeping this clean sheet as a platform to build off. Here's Wirtz out on the left wing. Ampadu and Metch are putting some pressure as the ball goes back to Van Dijk. Now Canate. Yeah, but I wonder if it would be counted as two separate challenges, Gareth. There was one that was definitely outside the box, and then there was one that went into the box. That's really, really good defending there from James Justin. He gets across Andy Robertson as he's running into the box, runs across his line and gets tripped by him, wins the free kick. I think that's really good, experienced, clever defending from Justin. Hi Pierre, hope you're feeling better. Good to have you. Yeah, look, the amount of set pieces that we have converted this season, we've always got a chance from them. It's really good to have something like that in your locker. Not to blow my own trumpet too much, but in my summer transfer videos, I talked about the tall players coming in, and I said about the fine margins in the Premier League. And if you can make set pieces into something that you are good at, then you give yourself a real chance of scoring a goal every game, and a goal equates to about a point in the Premier League. So it's important to have things like that in your locker to try and win games. We've also got the long throw-ins as well that we can use as a set piece to get the ball in the box. Here's Bornau. Now Ampadu. Back to Bornau. Bornau down the line to Justin. Justin's going to claim he was fouled. It's going to be a free kick. A throw-in to Liverpool out there on the left-hand side. Back to Jones now. Robertson here. Jones again. Leeds need to really stay disciplined in these moments. Hopefully not having Joe Rodon is not going to affect us too much at the back. I've got faith in Sebastian Bornau as a player. As a defender, I think he's very good, but you're always going to be a little bit rusty if you're coming into a team that has been so set for so long. Like Joe Rodon, that has been his position for over 100 games. So Connor Bradley just ran their ball out of touch there, and it's going to be a Leeds goal kick. Will today be the last we see of Jack Harrison on the Leeds bench? I hope so, Dr. Cox, because I don't hate him or anything. He's just a footballer whose mum said that he shouldn't go back to Leeds. It's not that deep, really, is it? But in terms of somebody having an actual impact on our squad, I would much rather see a new signing sat in that position. Somebody who was signed to play for Daniel Farke. Action areas in the last 10 minutes has been 50% in the Leeds final third, like our defensive third, 47% in the middle third, and then 3% in Liverpool's defensive third. So that's how dominant they've been. This is what you would imagine that the game kind of, the game should have panned out like at Elland Road. Obviously went a lot differently in that one, but this is more like what you expect to see from the champions. But if we can weather the storm and get some set pieces, there's always a chance. Stack's done well there, but then he's lost the ball again to Szoboszlai. They're on you so fast after you lose the ball, Liverpool. But having said that, they push a lot of players forward. At the moment, it's only Konate and Van Dijk that are back for them. Yeah, definitely, Christopher. He's definitely selected a team with that in mind. But some people have acted like this team is horrendous, but I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. Offside where Liverpool tried to play the ball forward then, so it's going to be a free kick to Leeds. Can I just say, by the way, 19 minutes into this stream, I think this is the most people we've ever had, so thank you so much for joining me on this New Year's stream. Here is Strauch. Now Ampadu. Lucas Perry sends that one long. Van Dijk. Good tackle there by Mecha. Can he keep the ball in? Oh, unfortunately he can't. Unlucky there. Good bit of pressing by Mecha. Got the ball off Van Dijk, but as he was trying to keep the ball in on the touchline, he fell backwards. Oh, by the way, because we've got so many new people here, I'll just do a little PSA, public service announcement. If a goal goes in at either end in this game, please don't say that it's gone in, because it'll be a spoiler for me, and obviously I want to watch the game as you do and see it for the first time rather than someone telling me about it first, if you get what I mean. So yeah, just a PSA, please don't say when a goal goes in until you've seen me react. Tony Hurst saying Liverpool will get frustrated. That's got to be the tactic as the game unfolds. Jones has a shot from distance there, rolls through to Perry. Yeah, if we can keep holding on, and the longer it goes on, the more frustrated they get, and then potentially there's chances on the break, there's chances from set pieces, etc. So that always gives you a chance. Andy Robertson's going to let that one go for a Liverpool throw-in. Yeah, Calvert-Lewin is having a rest today, but I would expect that we might see him before the end. I think we're more effective when we've got Mecha and Calvert-Lewin on the pitch. CB saying, even everyone, Happy New Year. I'm late again. I'll be fined by Max at this rate. Not quite yet. It's your first one of 2026, and I'm feeling generous, so there's no fine. But next time you're late, you need to leave a fine of a super chat. That's a joke, by the way. Nobody's obligated. Here's Curtis Jones carrying the ball forward. No, it's Mott 8484. It's literally just because I'm doing it on my computer. I watch it through Now TV on Sky. So because it's over the internet rather than straight through the satellite dish on a Skybox, for example, because I'm watching on my computer because I'm streaming, it's always going to be a bit behind. Someone mentioning the team selection there, LUFC Jack 94. Thoughts on the team selection? I personally think Farke sees this as a free hit and has one eye on Scum on Sunday. Not sure if you've already discussed this yet, but I've just joined. We did discuss it a little bit, but what I was saying was that I don't like when I look at players like Gruev and Bornau. I don't really worry. Given away there by Ampadu. I don't really worry because I think they're more than capable of putting in a performance. But I also agree with you that I think he probably has got one eye on that, and he's resting Calvert-Lewin because he thinks he'll need him for that game. So I imagine we'll see some subs later on. I imagine we'll see a bit of Okafor, a bit of Nonto, a bit of Calvert-Lewin, and potentially a bit of Bogle as well. So that could change the game for us, bringing on 5 or 4 players like that. Thank you, Justin Odell, or those people who got gifted memberships should thank you. So yeah, thank you for that, Justin. Welcome to all of those who have just been made a member. Thanks, Clifton. Appreciate that. Yeah, you would feel hard done by, wouldn't you, if you were... You would feel hard done by if you were Calvert-Lewin after that scoring streak that he's on. To be dropped is... I memean, like... Yeah, you're trying to protect him a little bit, but at the end of the day, he's a footballer. You can't wrap him in bubble wrap. He has to play games of football, and the best ever time to play him is when he's scoring goals. So, but personally, I wouldn't be dropping him unless he said, "Oh, I felt a tweak in that last game. I need a bit of a rest." But other than that, if he's not said anything, if he's not had any medical complaints, then surely you just continue to play him whilst he's scoring. Here's Ampadu. Ball down the line from James Justin, headed away by Kanate. Ampadu putting a bit of a tackle in there on Jones, but Jones has turned out of it well. Poor ball from him, though, and Jacobiol picks it off. Now Stack. James Justin. Little chipped ball down the line towards Stack, but put out of play there by Kanate into Arne Slot's technical area. Yeah, exactly, Andy. It's not the best logic, is it, to use? But to be fair, Bogle, like I know what you're saying there, but Bogle's not really injury prone, is he? Whereas Calvert-Lewin has got a history of being injury prone. Headed away there by Van Dijk. Stack's gone down, holding the back of his head as if he took a bit of an elbow there by Van Dijk. But it is throw-in territory for Ampadu here, by the way. And neither team has lost since they last met each other. You wouldn't have thought that going into that week where we played Liverpool, City, and Chelsea. You would not think that our next meeting against Liverpool, we wouldn't have lost a game since. All right, long throw in then by Ampadu. Thrown into the box, bouncing around. Metcher went for the shot there, which, by the way, he's more than entitled to do. But Conor Bradley, dived down and headed it at knee height. So what do you expect? It's a stupid decision to try and head that there. Just use your. Surely it's easier to use your foot than it is to. But then it would still spoil it for me, Evil Cat Lords. I'd still know that a goal had gone in, then I'd be like, right, I just need to wait to see it. And that would be, I like to just see it as if it is live. It's not that much of a delay, it's just that people who are watching it on the satellite box will see it before me. It just goes for when you're watching anything online. It's always a bigger delay than satellite or whatever. But here's Robertson with a throw in then. Right, that's a good shout as well, Phil. If he got booked today. See, that's the sort of thing where people will complain about Bogle not being played, and then you'll come in with the actual reason and logic, and I'll go, yeah, that makes sense. You don't want him to get a suspension. Here's Van Dijk. Now Wirtz. Out on the left wing. James Justin trying to stop him getting a ball into the box. He's done well there, Justin. He's just forced him to go back to Kanate. See, I think that when we were looking at Harry Wilson, we were still looking at playing the 4-3-3. And I think now that we've switched formations into a 3-5-2, I don't really see much use for a Harry Wilson. I think we're better off putting the money into another striker so that we've got 2 backups and 2 starters. And I think we're also better off getting another left back, essentially, because James Justin at the moment is having to be cover for left back and right back, and I really just wouldn't trust Sam Byram as a Premier League defender. Corner about to come in the box here, by the way, for Liverpool. Hi Sijel, Happy New Year. Ball into the box from the corner, headed away there by Sebastian Bornau, a really strong header. Wirtz tries to play the ball forward. Leeds tried to get out too fast there. Good intervention there by Sebastian Bornau. Surely that's a foul by Kanate. He's just pushed Aronson in the back as he went to try and stop the ball there. See, we're not really playing with wingers, though, are we? We're not really playing with wingers. So I don't think we really need to either bring Ramazani back or sign a new winger. I think we're much more likely to be looking for a striker and another fullback. That's a ball over the top there for Robertson, but he was offside. No wonder he was just free. I think Aronson and Metcher, Simon, probably would be slightly more complementary if we started playing long balls up towards Metcher, who could head them down to Aronson, and Aronson can then run with the ball whilst we get other players forward and around him. But at the moment, we are trying to play out from the back a little bit. Ramazani can play striker, but the problem is he's not he's not physical or strong or anything. And we've even seen like Okafor, who's by no means like weak and small. He has still not. He's struggled a little bit as a striker. Whereas when Mecha and Calvert-Lewin are up top, they bully defenders. So to have them both up front and then to sign somebody like Erdem Demirovic would be the dream for me. Would really, really elevate us. That header forward. He's done really well there, Strauch, just to take the ball away from that attack and take the sting out of it. Here's Goodmanson now. Out on the left wing. Aronson's gone out to help him. Dropped back off towards Ilya Gruev. Now Ampadu. Mecha. Back to Strauch. Jakabiyol now. Yeah, exactly, Spanirico. The longer we keep it like this, the more they get frustrated, the more gaps start to open up when they're trying to play forward against us. Poor ball by Strauch there. Goodmanson was never going to get anywhere near that. Here's Connor Bradley. Playing it all the way back to Alisson, the Brazilian number 1. Oh, it's a bad ball there. And Alisson played the ball straight to Ampadu there. Ampadu's shot was really poor in the end. He just had to take it first time, Ampadu, but he tried to side foot it into the bottom corner, and in the end it went straight down the middle and was fairly easy for Alisson to save. But it's he's done that before against us, Alisson. Done something dodgy like that. No problem, Daz. Glad to hear you prefer me to Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville. Here's Jones. Gives it to Robertson, gets it back. Now Verts back to the halfway line for Van Dijk. They only leave 2 players back, Liverpool, but Leeds are never really in a position to break against them. Here's Connor Bradley trying to play the ball across the box. Good defending by Jakabiyol there, then headed away by Strauch. Surely that was a handball by Connor Bradley, but we're playing on here. Here's Gravenberch inside now to Verts. Cleared away by Jakabiyol with a good interception. Surely that's a foul there, but no, Leeds have carried on. And now Liverpool have the ball back again. Good ball into the box by Robertson. Goodmanson came flying across to try and stop that, but couldn't quite in time. And then Frimpong and Ekatike almost heads it off the line there. That could have been 1-0 there to Liverpool. He heads it backwards towards the other player. Here's Szoboszlai. Frimpong now. Now Van Dijk. Now Konate. Good foot there by Goodmanson, and Liverpool keep up the pressure with another throw in here. Here's Connor Bradley now. Now Konate. Now Szoboszlai. Back to Konate again. There's patient build-up for Liverpool, and they have that explosivity to just bang, play that ball through the line, and Leeds really struggle to deal with that at times. But we do have enough players to then cover, and I think we've been doing well at that, especially Jakabiyol, giving him that role to basically be the free man in there. He's sweeping up a lot of the stuff that comes forward. Hospital ball there by Gabby Goodmanson to Strauch, and Strauch's just had to put it out for a throw-in. Surely that was a foul throw, but nothing given. Here's Connor Bradley. Back again to Curtis Jones. Now Konate. That'll be the game plan. Get to half-time at 0-0, and the more you can do that, the more chance you have of getting something out of the game. Another offside there against Liverpool. It's going to be a free kick to Leeds. Pierre saying I would not have been happy with Somerville as the team was way better balanced. Yeah, look, you've seen what Somerville's done. Oh, actually, Ekitike headed it and it hit Lucas Perry. The chance before, Ekitike headed it back across the goal. It hit Lucas Perry on the top of the head and bounced up and away. It's a really poor finish there by Ekitike. Could have been 1-0. Here's Mecha heading it back to Gurev. Back forward against Aronson. Aronson to Stack. Oh, nearly slipped through Mecha there. Here's Szoboszlai. Tries to play a ball down the line. Frimpong's always running that race against Strauch, but Strauch can get back here. Ball cut back to the edge of the box. Here's Wirtz. Really good defending there. Really good defending there by James Justin again. James Justin's had a really good game defensively. Yeah, Gruev is not bad at all. He's a very competent midfielder. Yeah, Frimpong is so fast, and if we leave him in a 1v1 against Pascal Strauch, he's always winning that. But James Justin did so well there to win the ball back. Header there by Stack. And now Mecha tries to play it forward. Mecha, his ball bounces all the way through to Allison, who releases a quick ball down the line towards Ekitike. In the end, though, it goes all the way out for a Leeds throw-in. Allison apologises to his teammate for that, but gives a chance for Leeds to have a little bit of a breather here. Match stats, 7 shots to Liverpool, 3 on target, 2 shots to Leeds, 2 on target, 14 touches in the opposition box for them, 4 touches in the opposition box for us, 63% possession for them, 37% possession for us. Which, to be honest, I think is better than what I was expecting for what Leeds have had out of this game. Justin tries to poke that one forward, comes off a Liverpool player though, and Konate can eventually give the ball back to Allison. Here's Bradley coming forward now. Bradley still going, but good tackle there by Goodmanson. Here's Aronson. Trying to go past... He's trying to go past Frimpong then, but eventually he's just kind of run the ball out of play. It's Brendan Aronson's 100th league appearance for Leeds today, and in the last sort of 2 or 3 games, it's the best I've ever seen him play in a Leeds shirt. Here's Konate. Now Van Dijk. Robertson. A little chipped ball forward from Wirtz is cut out there by James Justin once again. Here's Gravenberch. Ball down the line for Robertson. He could have been offside. Eventually Leeds can clear the ball through Goodmanson, but yeah, it was offside. I thought so. He did look like he'd gone beyond the last man there. Yeah, it's Robertson. He's just offside there, I think. Another good ball from him. We need to be careful of letting him in behind like that, but of course it's offside on that occasion. Perry now taking a long ball forward. Headed by Konate. Now Curtis Jones. Here's Anton Stack. Stack still going here. Looking for a pass, really. He's got nothing on. Ball from Stack wasn't good enough at the end, but Leeds have won it back already. Here's Goodmanson. He's got Connor Bradley and Frimpong trying to tackle him. He's done well, though, Goodmanson. Good ball down the line from him. Here's Aronson. Now into Anton Stack. Anton Stack still going here. That's a foul, surely, right on the edge of the box there. Leeds have got a free kick. Oh, no, they're blowing it for a head injury. What about the free kick to Leeds? He definitely fouled Stack then. Are you joking me? That's down for a head injury. He swung his arm back slightly whilst trying to hold off players and just kind of. It's not a head injury if it's not a potential concussion. Well, I mean, it is technically, but it shouldn't be. If it's not a potential concussion, it's just a bit of a flick in the mouth. Then why are we stopping the game for that? Also, if this isn't pulled back for a Leeds free kick on the edge of the box where Stack was fouled, then I don't know what is going on. Palace have scored against Fulham, by the way, everybody. Jean-Philippe Mateta scored for Crystal Palace. But surely to God, that's a free kick to Stack on the edge of the box. And as well, now we've seen Stack on free kicks. It's a scoreable free kick position. It's definitely a scoreable free kick position. But if this has not been given as a free kick, I still don't know. It's going to be a bloody drop ball. That was a foul on Stack right on the edge of the box. That's a goal scoring opportunity for us. Long ball from a good tackle there by Aronson, but apparently not according to the referee. It's a free kick. Bradley brings it down. Aronson comes in and, yeah, he does miss the ball completely there. I admit that. I admit that. I was wrong for that. Well, Szoboszlai, who is, of course, a very accomplished free kick taker himself, now has a chance to whip the ball in the box. It's not a shooting opportunity by any means. It's definitely a crossing opportunity, but you've always got to be careful of Van Dijk in situations like this. He's so good at scoring them. Ball into the box. Van Dijk is the one who gets on the end of it, but it loops over the goal in the end. The ref doesn't have a red shirt, but it sure seems like it. Here's Lucas Perry then with the goal kick. Let's get Metch's head on this and then get the flick downs, get players around him, score a goal before half-time, go in 1-0 up. That would be really good. Ball forward. It's actually gone to Aronson there, and it's going to bounce all the way out for a Liverpool throw-in. So none of the things I wanted to happen then. Here's Konate. Look, if this game finishes 0-0, then like you're absolutely buzzing, aren't you? Considering how it's gone, how good Liverpool are. They've spent 450 million in the transfer window. They're looking to spend even more in January. Well, this month. And they're at home at Anfield and they're the champions. So I'd be ecstatic with a draw. I really would. Ball back into the box there, cleared away by Leeds, only as far as Szoboszlai. Now Van Dijk back out wide to Robertson. Through the gap there to Wirtz. Back again once more to Szoboszlai. Here's Curtis Jones, who's drifted out onto the left wing. Need to be careful of him in the home game. He struck the crossbar from that kind of position. Leeds forcing them back though. Here's Konate being forced back all the way to Aronson by some good defending by Leeds. I think they look so much better than they did in the game at Elland Road, Liverpool. But what I will say is that whilst they have created a lot of chances, they've only looked really like properly scoring once or twice. So if we can just hold on to, they've got a corner right now, but if we can hold on till half time, then you're absolutely buzzing, aren't you? At 0-0 at half time, considering how the half has gone. I think just because they've had a few dodgy games this season doesn't mean that they're a bad side whatsoever. And when you look at the price of some of their players, 2 minutes added on, by the way, to this first half. Ball into the box, goes all the way to the back post, and Wirtz absolutely blazes it into the away fans. So it's going to be a goal kick to Leeds. 2 minutes. 2 minutes is the call on the additional time on this first half. Someone asked if Arne Slot has eyebrows before. I've just confirmed that he does have eyebrows, one above each eye. Here's Lucas Perry to take the goal kick. He's absolutely hoofed that away by Van Dijk, as you would probably expect. Now, Ampadu. James Justin striding forwards here, looking for a pass. Really well to get the ball out to Mecha. Mecha with a great ball across the box, you know. It's a fantastic cross, that. But nobody's there at the back post to finish it. Aronson should have been a bit further along, getting ready to finish that off. See, now I know, like, look, Peter Griffin saying Liverpool are mid-table at best. That's simply not true, is it? They won the league last season with mostly the same players and have spent 450 million on signings. That's just objectively false. I don't get where this, like, it's not necessarily an entitlement from Leeds fans, but like a we should be getting anything out of the game away at Anfield against the champions who've spent 450 million in the window. Like, what makes you think that we deserve to get anything out of this game? It's going to be a free kick to Leeds there. The only problem is it was Mecha in the Calvert-Lewin position, or who's playing in Calvert-Lewin's position, was the one who then whipped the ball into the box. So Calvert-Lewin couldn't have been in the box because he would have been the one crossing it. Well, that's half time. That is half time. I think, yeah, like Simon's saying, it's let's reset that. Said it's second half. Turn that off. There you go. We're half time in at the moment. What I will say is Leeds also have a really terrible record away from home. We've won 1 in 9 in the Premier League this season. Obviously got that draw against Sunderland as well last week, and we can continue to improve our away form. But we're away from home at the champions at Anfield, who spent a ridiculous amount of money on transfers this summer just gone. So, and probably will spend more in January. So, if we can get in at half time 0-0, then there's nothing to complain about. Hopefully we come into the game a little bit more and have a few more attacking moments, but I just can't see particularly us getting a win out of this game or anything. Shout out Spanerico, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. With the circumstances, a draw is a great result so far. Absolutely agree. I think the way that they've played Liverpool has been leagues above the way that they played against us at Elland Road in terms of their overall domination and possession. However, they had that finishing touch, didn't they? That finishing edge at Elland Road, and they don't seem to have had that today. So hopefully that continues, and Leeds can continue to try to take advantage of set pieces whilst keeping them out at the back as well. I'm just going to take a quick 2-minute break. I'm just going to take a quick 2-minute break, refill the water bottle and stuff, and get prepped for the second half. And we'll talk a little bit more about that first half in a second. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back very, very shortly. Hello, I am back. Who's on the bench, says Andrew Thorpe. Let's go through it then. I'll just find it here. Here we go. The Leeds United bench consists of Darlow, Bogle, Byram, Tanaka, Harrison, Nonto, Okafor, Piru, and Calvert-Lewin. That's the Leeds United bench. But there's a chance that we do switch at some point to a 4-3-3. That we do switch to a bit of a 4-3-3 and potentially go a little bit more attacking. That would give you room to bring players like Okafor and Nonto on the wings to create a little bit more of an overload situation with the fullbacks and stuff coming on, leaving Mecha in the middle to try and finish in anything off. I don't know what Ekatike was doing on that chance. For those of you who haven't seen it, Ekatike is basically in an open net after a cross. He heads it back towards the crosser and it hits Lucas Perry on the head. They're showing this Ampadu chance as a chance, but it wasn't great. Yeah, Allison, he just terrible pass out from the back. Ampadu's first time shot. To be honest, if it could fall to anyone, you wouldn't want Ampadu to be the one because he's just not really got a record of scoring goals, to be honest. Just like, I like how some people don't like Daniel Sturridge, but I like how he's not like toned himself down and made himself all sanitized as a pundit like the rest of them do, really. I know Micah Richards doesn't really do that anyway, but Micah Richards does have those moments where you can tell he's always been serious now. But I feel like the terminology that Sturridge uses, and I feel like he's kind of just like unapologetically himself, and it's quite refreshing, even though some people might not like him. I think he's quite good. Trev saying DCL needs to rest for Man U. Yeah, he does, but I would still like to see him come on, I think. Do you know what my substitution that I would like to see in the second half? I think that it would be you keep a 3-5-2. You bring Calvert-Lewin on alongside Mecha at first, and then when you're pushing a little bit later on, you take Mecha off, push Calvert-Lewin up on his own, go to a 4-3-3. That's when you take off Mecha, bring on Nonto, take off Aronson, bring on Okafor, and then go to a 4-3-3. Thank you so much, Alex Jennings, for the 500 THB, which I am now going to Google what that is. Oh, Thai baht. Thank you so much, Alex. Thanks, bro. Loving the commentary better than that Carragher by a Yorkshire mile. Yeah, thank you very much for the kind words there, Alex. Appreciate that. I'll go over and like that in the YouTube app as well. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't ever watched the other Leeds YouTubers' live watch-alongs because I've always been doing my own as well. So I don't really know what their style is. So that means I never kind of copied anybody's style. I just did my own. But I feel like my job here is essentially like a really biased radio commentator, so that you can listen to the radio commentary as you would usually, but from someone who's actually a Leeds fan, so then it gives that extra kind of context. But yeah, thank you so much for that, Alex. I really, really appreciate that. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. Appreciate everybody's kind words. Also, Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate that. Thanks, Wayne, as well. Yeah, and the thing is as well, I think, especially as a Leeds fan, it's easy to get stressed out and frustrated and angry at Leeds. And I think if you're watching somebody who also is getting angry and stressed out, it makes you kind of... It's like it transfers through the screen and you get more stressed out and angry about the game, whereas I try to be quite... Like, I'm still animated when we score, I scream. But when we concede and stuff, I don't yell. And I try keep mostly a level head until we score. And then I scream. But, yeah, like... I always pretty much have a level head about these things. And I've never got that angry about football. But I do get excited. It's... Stephen's asking, has it been a good game? It depends what type of football you enjoy watching. If you enjoy a good, strong defensive performance from Leeds, then yeah, it's been a good game. If you don't enjoy Leeds backs against the walls for 45 minutes, then maybe it hasn't been such a good game to enjoy. But yeah, hopefully I scream when Leeds score. But yeah, it's coming into this second half. We just have Manchester's not in Lancashire anymore. Liam B. Manchester is its own county, Greater Manchester. Thanks, Andrew Thorpe. In honour of John Charles, and I won't attempt the Welsh, marching on together. I'm assuming it means Happy New Year. But thank you, Andrew. Really appreciate that. Make sure everybody likes the super chats as well to thank the people who send them, because they really, really help me out. Happy New Year, everybody who's joining us. It's still Lancashire as far as the rest of the world. Well, I used to live in Lancashire until about a year and a half ago. But obviously, we always rep Leeds. Oh, this is ominous, Daz. Max, I need to tell you this. I'm only here to watch the Leeds. That's not true, Ben. That's where I'm originally from. But that's not true now. Yeah, that's a good shout by Simon. Good thing to mention there. Thanks, Simon, for bringing that up. So good to see Justin getting the chance to shine. Justin's been really good in this game. Justin has been really good. He's not necessarily a world beater, is he? But he is putting in a good defensive performance, which you like to be able to see from him. But yeah, he's definitely decent in this one. Oh wait, who was saying why no? But yeah, yellow card status, Andy, I think is why he's been dropped, so that he doesn't miss the next one. Been very impressed with Justin. Very steady, reliable backup, says James. Yeah, agree with that. I think he's not particularly had the chance to get forward as much as what Bogle would do, but I've enjoyed seeing his defensive contributions. Grey Goose, welcome back, mate. Favourite Leeds player currently? See, last season I said Ethan Ampadu, I think, because I like that tough tackling midfielder. I don't think I can look past Gabriel Goodmanson, you know. I like a fullback because that's where I played. I also really like Stack as well and what he provides. There's a lot of good... There's no world beaters in this side. There's no world beaters in this side, really. But there's a team of players who are all very capable and solid. I've reached out to him, Dr. Cox. Yeah, I've reached out to him and just shown my support for him and stuff. So I'm wishing him a speedy recovery and that he can get back to what he loves doing most soon. Liverpool are going to take the kick in a second, but let's just get ready to do that. Welcome back, everybody who's joining us. We are just about to kick off the second half. I think that's the danger of being a Leeds player. These gun. There we are. We're underway here. We're about 2 or 3 seconds after that, but I do like Tanaka as well, I must say. Yeah, Tanaka's really good. Here's Andy Robertson. Yeah, I used to live in Lancaster. Here is Frimpong out to the left wing. His Verts coming inside the box. Tries to back heel it there to Robertson, but Stack can take it away there. Here's James Justin. Justin feels like he was fouled, but wasn't, and now he's out of position. He shouldn't have gone down that easily. Here's Frimpong dropping the ball back off to Robertson, and away by Sebastian Bornau in the end. Metch is going to chase that one down and I think force Van Dijk to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Welcome to everybody who is joining us. Happy New Year. Shrui saying halfway in the season we're only 7 points adrift from 8th spot. Yeah, and about 7 points adrift from the relegation zone as well. So we're in a position where we need to pick a direction. We're either rising or we're sinking. And by the performances that we've put in of late and the new formation and the revitalised Leeds United, I think we should be on the rise, even if we don't win this game. It's been a tough run of fixtures as well. For us to be unbeaten since the Chelsea game, it's been a tough run of fixtures as well. It's not been any easy games. I suppose there's not really any easy games in the Premier League, and even ones that you could consider easy, like Burnley, we lost 2-0. So, but yeah. Master Quest saying views on Sebastian Bornau, should he stay? Sebastian Bornau has been very decent in this game. Yes, he's very injury prone and he spent a lot of time on the medical bench. But what I will say is we've never needed him until now, and when we actually need him now, he's fit. So that's all you can ask, really, isn't it? And so far as his performance goes, very happy with it. I think he's been absolutely fine in this game. Little flick on there by Stack. Metcher with a great turn. Back to Stack again. Stack with a really good bit of play there with his feet. Great touch for a big lad. Now Aronson. Back to Gruev. Gruev switches that across now to Yakubiyol. Had to go back there in the end. It was a good forward move there that we had. Andrew Thorpe saying he was getting very upset about not getting game time. Sebastian Bornau was, but he's been injured, so how's he ever going to get any game time if he's not fit? Plus he came in on a free. Is that who was complaining? I don't know. Bornau's the only Rodon's injured, isn't he? And he's not even in the squad, so the only reason why Bornau's playing is because of that. Aronson's trying to sprint back to get past Gravenberch there, but he's not going to get there ahead of Gravenberch. Here's Verts. Now Kanate. Clifton saying you get the sense that Leeds are beginning to believe in themselves, that they're good enough to not just stay up but to compete. Definitely there's a sense of confidence that comes back in to the Leeds lineup when they start playing well. Sebastian saying Bornau was not free. Leeds paid $6 million, if I remember. Yeah, sorry about that, Sebastian. Yeah, I was thinking that it was Metcher that was free, but they were both from Wolfsburg. But I mean, when you consider 5 million or 6 million is a championship transfer fee, really, to get a player with Bundesliga experience like he has, it's really not a bad deal. Here's Gudmundsson down the left-hand side up against Jeremy Frimpong, trying to get past Frimpong. Frimpong's got his arms all over him. Gudmundsson still complaining to the ref about that there. Strauch with a great challenge there. Oh, eventually that's a foul by Gudmundsson. He tried to win the ball there, but how on earth the referee didn't give that free kick there for the shirt pulling? How on earth he didn't give that is mad. Yeah, he just trips Gravenberch. There was barely a touch there, but it's going to be a free kick to Liverpool. I don't know how it wasn't. It should have been a foul before that on Gudmundsson. Jones back to Alisson and then a long ball forward. Biol then heads it forward again, but Robertson with the switch out wide. Oh, I thought it was going to go out wide, but the angle was deceptive there, and it goes all the way past Bradley out for a Leeds throw in by the technical areas. Who are you a fan of, Joe? Always happy to have fans of other clubs in the chat, by the way. As long as they're civil. Here's Strauch. Gudmundsson back into Aronson. Gruev, sorry. Flicked on by Aronson. Now Mecha wins the ball back. Now Ampadu. Gudmundsson here. Ball to Aronson. Gudmundsson's trying to go beyond him. Aronson cuts inside. Ball now into Anton Stack. Ampadu tried to touch it back to him, but now Liverpool have won the ball back. Chance they could have gone on a break there, but Leeds do swarm them and win the ball back quickly. Leeds fans getting up a little bit more, I think, now. Leeds are what I would call growing into the game. They are definitely growing into the game. Ball over the top there towards Mecha, but it's going to dribble all the way through to Alisson there in the Liverpool goal. Rolled out to Konate now. Yeah, my brother got me this for my birthday, CB. Here is Gravenberch now, bringing the ball out from the back. Yeah, MasterQuest saying we need to raid Bundesliga again this month. We need to go back in for Ermedin Demirovic from Stuttgart. Having another striker like him, physical powerhouse, can really do a bit of everything, would be huge, especially with another striker to help him out as well. I think he'd be brilliant for us. I think he'd probably get 10 goals in the second half of the season, and that can be invaluable when you're trying to stay up. Good header by Strauch. Defensively there. Now Van Dijk. Robertson. Here's Curtis Jones with the cross into the box. Header. Bradley still trying to keep it in and then cleared away by Gudmundsson. But yeah, Dr. Cox saying Perry needs to command his box. Yeah, he could have come out there. Not for the first one, but for the second one, he could have come out there. Once it went back up in the air and looped up, that's his chance to come out and just claim it and take all the pressure off his defenders. Frimpong. Now Gravenberch. Back out wide to Soboslai. Gravenberch again. Now Soboslai. Little chip towards the back post. It's a good header away there by Ampadu and Stack. I don't know which one of them it was. By the way, guys, if you are looking for any Leeds United wall art prints designed by me, my Etsy store is in the description down below. Even if, I know we've got a lot of people in tonight, but even if you don't buy anything, if you could just like the shop or follow the shop, that'll push me up in the algorithm to other Leeds fans. But if you want to support me, the Etsy link is down in the description. Use code Christmas25 for 15% off. Deflected behind there from Bradley's shot, and it's going to be a Leeds United corner kick. Going another corner here to Liverpool. It's one of those things where you can see Leeds are starting to grow back into the game, but Liverpool could score at any time, and they do keep coming forward and having set pieces and stuff. Ball comes in from Robertson, headed away well by Strauch. Good strong header there. There's a Leeds player who's gone down there. I think it's James Justin who's gone down in the box there. I don't know what he's... I don't know what's up with him. I didn't see what happened there. I'll update you when we see the replay. So, I don't even... James Justin's not even in the picture. Strauch heads it. Ooh. Yeah, Jakob Bijol is such a brickhead that he's just basically put a shoulder right into the ribs of James Justin and completely taken the wind out of him. I don't at the moment, Kenneth Solandis. Sorry about that. I will have a look into doing that at some point, but I don't have it at the moment. I'll tell you what I can do, actually. If you want to, someone asked if they want to see it, so what I can do is ball down the line from Bradley. Perry's going to be able to come out and collect that. Lucas Perry's just rolled that one out to Jakob Bijol. There you go. Just a free kick to Leeds at the moment, but that's the Leeds United prints on my store, or just a sample of them. Free kick to Leeds then. Van Dijk's going to head that one away. That's going to be... no foul there by Leeds, and it's going to be a throw-in here to Leeds, I think. Or is it a throw-in to Liverpool? It's hard to tell with the chaos down the touchline there. Here's Soberslai. Now Konate bringing the ball forward. Robertson still carrying it here into Ekitike. Tries to flick it, but Gruev alive to that danger. And now good ball forward from him. Now a ball forward from Aronson into Mecha, who's had to go out wide a little bit here. But Leeds have a little bit of a chance for a break. But Liverpool get back in so many numbers so fast that Leeds have had to go all the way back to Bornau again, even though we were on the counter-attack. But retaining possession is retaining possession, and it gives us a chance to, A, not have any pressure on us from Liverpool. Ball forward from Jakob Bijol towards James Justin. That's going to bounce all the way out for a Liverpool goal kick. Look, I think at some point we need to start looking at making some changes here to switch things up. And it's almost who's going to blink first in this game, I think, Liverpool or Leeds. Who's going to make those substitutions to try and switch things up? I imagine that it's going to be slot first, to be honest. Header away by Bijol. Now Ampadu. Bornau. Now Anton Stack trying to come forward here. Feels like he was maybe fouled there by Curtis Jones, but in the end just good defending from the Liverpudlian. She's at the top of her tree at the moment. Kimia. Here is... Who's Felix, by the way? Andrew. Or do you mean Lucas Mecha? His brother's called Felix. Here's Goodmanson. Trying to clear the ball there. Good job that Aronson slid in for that there. Here's Gruev. Gruev's given the ball away, and now it's coming back the other direction. Here's Ekatike on the edge of the box. Good challenge there by Ampadu. Really good challenge by Ampadu. Now Stack. Little chipped ball towards Aronson. Leeds need to be careful here because we're just playing so many dodgy balls. Shot from distance from Szoboszlai. Palmed away there by Lucas Perry. Comfortable save in the end for him. Apparently, Liverpool have just been given a free kick for a handball by Ampadu. And Ampadu's been given a yellow card. But I don't know about that. It looked like it was above the shirt line. There's a free kick for Liverpool right on the edge of the Leeds box. This is by far the most people we've ever had in a stream, by the way. So thank you everybody so much for joining me this evening, and I hope you all had a good New Year's Eve last night. As it stands, 1 hour into this game, 0-0, free kick to Liverpool right on the edge of the Leeds United box. Yeah, it was a basic save, but he still needed to get across to it. He was comfortable with it. Ampadu misses Sunday because of that booking. Surely it would have come up saying misses next match. Thanks, Dean. Appreciate that. Surely it would have come up saying misses next match if it was. Someone else just got a yellow card there. I don't know who. That means we're owed 3 goals, doesn't it, Ryan? Szoboszlai and Wirtz are the ones stood over this free kick. They always talk about it being too close to get it up and down from the edge of from that close on the edge of the box, but surely he's capable of doing this. I worry about this. I feel like it's going to be 1-0 here. Wirtz free kick. Headed away by Leeds. Gravenberch. Now Frimpong. Van Dijk. Charging forwards here. Liverpool only really got 2 players back in Gravenberch and Konate. Ball forwards. It's gone through everyone. It's going to be a Leeds goal kick in the end, I think. Oh, an offside. I think it was in the end. Yeah. Yeah, that's referees are on such a power trip. Jacobiol wanted to check that it was 10 yards to where the free kick was being taken from, and he walked towards it and then walked back again and got booked for checking whether it was 10 yards or not. What kind of power trip does a referee have to be on to book you for that? Here's Gravenberch. Goodmanson. Now Wirtz, Frimpong down the line. Ampadu's trying to get back to stop it. Jacobiol does well, and it's just enough, the Leeds defenders, just enough to stop Ekatike putting it in the bottom corner. No, goal kick to Leeds. Yeah, Jacobiol and Sebastian Bornau between them just do enough to stop that cross. Look, is it time to roll the dice, or are we sitting in here for a defensive performance? Liverpool are looking to bring on Kirkes and McAllister, by the way. Ampadu missing Scum and Rodon. I understand why you dropped Bogle. Yeah, you don't want too many of your leadership group, as Marsh would say, out of the starting lineup, do you? Jacobiol. He just knocks it into touch there. Probably could have done a bit more with it, Biol, but he's playing it safe. Yeah, look, Calvert-Lewin will affect this game if we do put 2 up front. Sorry, did I miss somebody's comment? Oh, no, Robbo, I can see your comments and I can reply to you and stuff. If there's this many people in the chat, I will prioritise people who are members or people who leave super chats. But regularly, we don't get this many people, so... Leeds are going forward here, by the way. Here's Aronson out on the left wing. He's got Bradley up against him. Good ball there. Oh, nearly a good ball to Goodmanson. And then a free kick as Goodmanson accidentally trips Frimpong. Good attack in there, but unlucky from Leeds in the end. Kirkez and Gakpo are both being ready to come on here. Oh, plus McAllister as well. So 3 substitutions for Liverpool. Kirkez, McAllister and Gakpo. So Robertson off. Gakpo on as well. Jones is off for McAllister. Leeds are looking to make a change as well, by the way. Noah Okafor and that other bloke are getting ready to come on. Gakpo is number 18. That's the Liverpool lineup as it stands because of those changes. I'll leave that on I'll leave it on the screen just for a little bit. Yeah, that other bloke does. That's what I always try and remember who it is. But there you go. There's Liverpool changes. Kirkez on for Robertson. McAllister on for Jones. Gakpo on for Wirtz. Here's Kanate. Now McAllister. I would have started Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I can see the logic in resting him. Here's Kanate. Ball was about to be crossed into the box. The deflection is going to go out for a corner kick there to Liverpool. Looks like Leeds are going to probably wait until after this corner at least to get the changes on. Szoboszlai is going to take this corner kick for Liverpool. 20 minutes to go here at Anfield. Moving the ball now. McAllister. Corner kick to come in then from Szoboszlai. It goes over absolutely everybody. And it's going to be a Liverpool corner on the other side. Came off Bornau apparently. Yeah, it did actually. You know what? It's actually a really good defensive header from him. It's just enough to take it away from the Liverpool players. Just enough. Szoboszlai then with another corner in. Very deep one. Past the post there from Van Dijk. Perry dived for it. It looked like it was bouncing in the top corner there. Looks like Leeds are going to make the subs now. I'd like to know who the Leeds subs actually are, please, Sky Sports. Calvert-Lewin coming on for Mecha. And Aronson off for Okafor. There we go. There's the Leeds United lineup with the changes. Calvert-Lewin on for Mecha. Okafor on for Aronson. It's going to be back to the traditional kind of 3-5-2 that we've been playing over the last couple of weeks. You can't play attacking positive football against the likes of Liverpool because they will just tear you apart. That's going to be a Leeds United throw in there. Sunderland, Manchester City after this as well, which, to be honest, at the moment, neither of them... Like, that game could go either way for us and it wouldn't affect us. We need to be worried about your West Hams, your Wolves, your Burnleys, and your Forests. Teams like that, really. Ampadu with the long throw-in towards the box. Bouncing around. Cleared, though, by Frimpong. Ampadu absolutely hoofs that one forward. Away by Van Dijk. Here's Kerkez now with the ball. Gives it into Gravenberch's feet now. Konate again. Brentford versus Spurs as well. Hopefully Spurs win that one because we do need Brentford to drop off as well. Be sucked into the fight, really. I think if Brentford lose and we win, we go above them, maybe. They won 4-1, didn't they, in the last game against Bournemouth? Can't remember whether I'm thinking of the other week or not. It's a good ball there from Connor Bradley, but just not quite. It's too hard, really, for Frimpong to get on the end of, really. Who will do the long throw-ins against Man United, says Tanya. I don't know, to be honest. Leeds have had no shots in the second half. I thought we were improving, but we've had no shots at all. No shots, none on target, nothing. Here's McAllister. Now Szoboszlai. Frimpong. Remember that game where Somerville scored the winner against them under Marsh? That was unbelievable, that game. But it meant that Marsh kept his job. So it's an unbelievable memory to have when Somerville scored that and we all just absolutely screamed. But what came after that wasn't great. Here's Gakpo. Now Kerkez. Ekatike shot from distance there, straight into the crowd. That's what I was saying, Lee Fitness, before. I would have kept him on. Calvert-Lewin and Mecha up front, and then when we needed a goal later on, then you take Mecha on, off, bring Okafor and Nonto on. Perry then with the goal kick now. 17 minutes to go here. Winner by Stack there against Van Dijk, which has only happened once or twice this game, anyone winning the ball off Van Dijk. In the air, here's Szoboszlai. Bradley. Now Allison. Look, I don't mind backs to the wall. I don't mind it if you're keeping the ball out of the net. By the way, just as a PSA for anyone who's new here, please don't tell me before a goal has gone in and spoil things, because I won't have seen it until you've seen me react to it. Long ball forward here from Liverpool. Cleared by Jakobijol, headed forward again by Frimpong. Here's Goodmanson trying to clear. Goodmanson done well there. Little chipped ball forward towards Okafor. Okafor trying to carry the ball past Gravenberch, but Gravenberch is just too strong. He's really good in there, Gravenberch. He's really good. I just don't think we need another winger, Andrew. I don't think we need another winger. I think we need another striker now that we're playing this formation. Here's Gakpo, goes to shoot, blocked by Leeds. Header away now, Frimpong. That's going to be a free kick to Leeds. Tackle on Goodmanson. To be fair, Chaz, I don't think this is going to be a regular thing. It's just because nobody else is streaming tonight. Goodmanson, yeah, he just got an elbow in the ribs there from Bradley, and it was always going to be a free kick to Leeds. Chiesa is getting warmed up as well for Liverpool. Wish I could get warmed up. I'm freezing just in a t-shirt. I thought it was warm because we had the heating on, but now I'm freezing. Long free kick forward from Lucas Perry. Calvert-Lewin up for it. It hits Konate and goes backwards. Doesn't quite go for a corner, but Bradley slices it out for a Leeds throw-in though. Chance for Ampadu to throw the ball in the box. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. If we could hit 500 likes, that would be the most we've ever had on a stream. So that would be amazing. If everyone just likes the stream, we'll see how close we can get. Here's Ampadu then getting ready to take this long throw in. Referee saying don't go further than this point. Ampadu then getting ready to throw the ball in the box. Thrown in towards the near post. Strauch tried to flick it on, but it's away by Liverpool, and it is going to be a Leeds United corner kick. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so, Phil. I hope you're right about that. But yeah, I tried to do the play-by-play because especially if you can't get the stream or you can't watch the game, you're at least getting like radio-style play-by-play commentary. He's Stack with the corner towards the centre spot, pushed away by Alisson there. Gruev knocks it back all the way to Goodmanson. Goodmanson back out wide now to Stack. Stack with the ball back towards the edge. Really good pass by Yacobiol out to Okafor. Okafor with the ball into the box, cleared away by McAllister. Not many Leeds players in there, to be honest. Away by Connor Bradley. Gruev wins the header back to the edge of the box. Here's Calvert-Lewin, who tried to get on the end of that, but Konate just got the better of him there. Here's Soberslai. Leeds trying to force them back, force them into mistakes here, but Liverpool are very good at playing past a press. Here's Kirkes into Ekatike. Good tackle there by James Justin. Now Anton Stack looks for a forward ball, but in the end has to go backwards and start again there with just Justin. Ball down the line towards Calvert-Lewin, but Van Dijk once again heads that away. Look, if you're Calvert-Lewin, you've got to be drifting over to Konate's side and trying to play off him. Really, you get much more change out of Konate than you would out of Van Dijk on any day. Come on, Leeds. Come on, Leeds. It's a long throw in there from Lucas Perry. Lucas Perry's just... Do you know what? That doesn't make any sense. The referee has just warned Lucas Perry for time wasting, which has inadvertently cost more time than it would have done. He'd thrown the ball and the ball was already in the air and it's now taken more time to do that than it would have done to just let him throw it. Also, Federico Chiesa has come on for Liverpool in place of Connor Bradley, by the way. So Chiesa on for Bradley for Liverpool. Lucas Perry then is going to take this one again. It's going to be a long hoof here from Perry. Puts his boot right through it, the Brazilian, up towards Calvert-Lewin. Again, just goes... Van Dijk's like a magnet to the ball, you know. Everything goes through him. That's a foul on Calvert-Lewin. Surely, he looked like he was running towards the ball, and Konate just cuts him off and shoulder barges him out the way, off the ball. Ampadu with a little flicked ball down the line. Tackled by Frimpong on Okafor, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in, but we have gained a few yards there. That's a good way to put it, Andrew, actually. This ref is bereft of brain. Yeah, Gruev is suited for more defensive matches. I agree with that, Odai. I don't think he's a player who's particularly going to be marauding forwards in the Premier League. However, he's got his uses definitely in this squad. Ampadu with a long throw in towards the box. Leeds attempt to flick it on. Leeds are claiming for a handball. There's some big shouts of handball there. It will be checked by VAR. Here's Goodmanson. Goodmanson with a cross into the box. Calvert-Lewin! And Calvert-Lewin's done it again! Oh, he's offside. He's offside. Was he offside, though? Oh, I really hope he wasn't. I really hope he wasn't. Oh, come on. Let's see the replay. Oh, he's offside. He's offside, Calvert-Lewin. He's offside. But he's always there, isn't he? He's always there trying to finish the chances. Oh. Yeah, really good finish, Clive. Yeah, it's... That's really unlucky, that, isn't it? That is really unlucky. Sebastian Bornau is receiving treatment at the moment, by the way, so hopefully he's not injured. Bogle's warming up. Look, I wouldn't be shocked if... I don't think I would be shocked if Bornau comes off. Bogle comes on, makes it a back... And Ampadu maybe goes into the back line. I don't know. Clearances, most this match. Pascal Strauch, 7. Sebastian Bornau, 6. So Jayden Bogle is on. Sebastian Bornau is off. So James Justin has actually gone to centre-back. And Bogle has gone out on the wing. Bogle's gone out on the wing. Bogle's gone out to the right wing-back position. So that's how we're looking at the moment. Okafor's done so well there to get the ball off Frimpong. Good ball back into Gruev. Gruev, ball across the box! Cleared away by Van Dijk. That really could have been 1-0 Leeds. Good tackle by Okafor. Unfortunately, Frimpong still kept the ball. Here comes Liverpool on the break. McAllister now goes backwards here to Konate. Calvert-Lewin putting pressure on. Headed away by Goodmanson. Back into the path of Gravenberch here. Here's Kirkes. Now Gakpo out on the left wing. They will have checked it, yeah, but it won't have been anything. McAllister's crossed towards the back post. Soberslai tried to put it across the box. And it's going to be a Leeds goal kick. There's Liverpool fans claiming it was a handball as well, but let's have a look. I'd like to see the replay of that. Does Goodmanson handball it? Now he heads it. Yeah, it should have been a corner. He heads it. Thank God he didn't handball it because that would have been a penalty. Jeremy Frimpong is coming off and Rio Ungamoa is coming on. I'm glad the commentator said it because I would have had a really bad attempt at saying that. Ungamoa. Szoboszlai's gone into right back, I think. They're really pushing for this, which could mean chances open up for Leeds. By the way, 913 is unbelievable amount of people to have in the stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me this evening. It's 1-1 at Selhurst Park, by the way. Fulham have equalised. Tom Kearney who scored it. Ooh, poor pass from Szoboszlai there, and the hoof forward has actually really worked out for Liverpool. Here's Chiesa. Struijk tracking him all the way. Now Ungamoa. Gravenberch. Kerkez. Now Gakpo. McAllister. Ball across the box here to Szoboszlai. Ball back into the box. Good foot there by James Justin. And then a foul by Gakpo there. Cynical, and after the ball had gone, that's going to be a yellow. Definitely. No problem, Dave. Glad you've enjoyed it. Thank you. 500 likes. Have we hit that? Well, 503 likes. Amazing. Thank you, everybody, so much. Well, we've got 5 minutes to go here. Leeds have got a free kick right on the edge of our own box. And Lucas Perry is going to hoof this as far as he possibly can up the pitch in the hopes that a Calvert-Lewin gets on the end of it. Calvert-Lewin tried to get a little header on that, but Szoboszlai here. That's it. It was the alien flop there from Szoboszlai. Thanks so much, CB. Really appreciate the super chat there. Come on, Leeds. Pushing for a goal in these last stages here. Everyone like the super chat. Also, thank you to Andrew Thorpe as well, saying thank you for being our eyes. Yeah, no problem, Andrew. Appreciate that. Thank you so much to both of you for the super chats there. Really appreciate that. Thanks, Barry. Appreciate that. Header by Struijk. Here's McAllister now. Ball forward down the left-hand side for Ungamoa. Bogle tracking him the whole time. Now Gakpo, back to McAllister, who's always got a clever pass in him, like that one to the back post. Back across by Chiesa, away by Jakobijol. Now a clearance by Okafor. Calvert-Lewin gets a chest on it, but can't control it. No worries, Brock. Thank you for joining us. Here's Kerkez. Out wide now to Ungamoa. Back down the line again for Kerkez. Kerkez tries to cross it, blocked there by Justin. Now Stack. Gruev tries to give it back to Stack, but he's giving it straight to Kerkez. Kerkez turns around, gives it to Van Dijk. Now Gravenberch. Gruev fouled there, but not... the referee gave her the advantage, so the Gravenberch could carry on. Here's Konate. Now Van Dijk. Out wide now. Ungamoa again. The Liverpool youngster. McAllister across to Szoboszlai, always looking for that pass out to the wing there to Federico Chiesa. Goodmanson, careful here not to let him have that crossing opportunity. Does well there, Goodmanson. Gets a foot in, and it's going to be a throw-in right by the corner flag for Szoboszlai to take. Thanks, Tracy. Appreciate that. No worries, Ben. Thank you very much for joining. Here is Van Dijk. Now Kerkez. Ungamoa. Now Kerkez again. Leeds need to really concentrate in these moments here. That's going to be a yellow card to Gakpo there, as Bogle was fouled as Leeds did win the ball back and tried to go forward again then. Thanks, Kieran. Appreciate that. Norman Upton suggesting Tanaka for Gruev. It's not a bad shout, just to give that. He's been a little bit sloppy, like Michael said, in the latter stages here. So if we can get somebody on like Tanaka who will just keep the ball and also has the capability to drive you forward as well, not a bad idea, but then he probably doesn't want to risk him for the game at the weekend. Perry then to take this free kick after that foul on Bogle. Ball towards the box. Van Dijk wins it twice. Now Ampadu back towards McAllister, hoofs that up in the air. Good touch there by Calvert-Lewin. The ball just bouncing up and down here. Here's Jakobijol. Thanks, Debbie. Appreciate that. And thanks, Justin, for the shout. put that on the screen for a second. Here's Szoboszlai coming forward now, just over the halfway line for Liverpool. Out wide is Chiesa, who receives it and tries to play a ball through Gudmundsson, but Gudmundsson deflects it back against Chiesa, and it ends up being a Leeds United throw-in. Thank you, Jensens. Appreciate that. Sorry, not Jensens. Jensen. It's going to be Gudmundsson then with the throw-in. Down the line here. Okafor's going to be able to keep that in, you know. Okafor down the left-hand side, coming into the box now. Okafor, ball across the box. Here's Anton Stark, who shoots. It deflects off players, and then Stark blazes it over the bar. That was always going to happen then. 6 minutes added on, everybody. 6 minutes added on. Here's Gravenberch. Now Chiesa. Looking for a switch there, but no, instead gives it inside to Gravenberch. Across now to Van Dijk, just coming across the halfway line. Switches the point of attack now to Cody Gakpo. Gives it out wide to Ungamoa. Inside to McAllister. Back all the way to Konate again. Leeds set up in solid banks here, trying to defend against this Liverpool onslaught. Chiesa again trying to get past Gudmundsson. This time he does a 6 of one and half a dozen of the other there as they both tumble to the ground and nothing given by the referee in the end. I think it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. They're grabbing each other, they're tussling, they're trying to like they've got hold of each other. Yeah, we'll stack. It's always difficult to keep those ones down. Tanaka is coming on, by the way. Yeah, Gruev's coming off. So shout out to Tanaka is number 22. Half of Gruev's 44. Someone said that should be the sub a second ago. It's Norman Upton, I think. So good shout, Norman. It's Tanaka then on for the final stages here. Got the equaliser in the Elland Road version of this fixture this season. Ekatike with a poor touch there, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Yeah, when Bornau went off, Chewy, yeah. Well, I think it's Tanaka's. That's a push in the back from Szoboszlai there, surely. Tanaka's a very competent midfielder. He gives us a bit going forward as well as the defensive stuff. Gudmundsson with a bit of a hoof there, and it's going to be a Liverpool throw-in. All the way back to Alisson there. Allows Leeds maybe to get up the pitch a little bit. 3.5 minutes left here. Well, my God, we've hit 1,000 viewers. This is the first time we've ever hit 1,000 viewers. Thank you so much. By the way, everybody hit subscribe. Shot from distance. There has been blocked. Here's Ungamoa. Dropped back off there to Ekatike. Ekatike in the box. Tries to play it across. Cleared by Bogle. Well done there. By the way, yeah, if you haven't already, hit that sub button. I really, really appreciate that. Anybody who's enjoyed the stream, hit that sub button, and I'll be eternally grateful. Thanks everybody who's saying they've subbed. Thank you. Corner kick then to Liverpool. Corner comes in, headed away at the front post by James Justin, who, by the way, has had a really good game defensively. Really liked what I've seen from him. Throw into Liverpool. Out on the on our right-hand side, their left-hand side. Thanks, Darren. Gravenberch back now to Konate. Van Dijk has stayed up as a striker here, by the way. McAllister. Now Gakpo. Ungamoa. Back again to Gakpo. Tries to cross it in. Another good foot there by James Justin. All the way back to Alisson, who's now up by the halfway line. Come on, Leeds. Come on. Here's Ungamoa. Trying to get the ball into the box. It's a cross in. It's cleared there by Strauch. Really good defending by Strauch just to get that away. That ball's going to potentially go out for a throw in there, I think. No, Alisson comes out and boots it clear. Here's Gakpo. How's the ball even got to him there? Tanaka's done so well, though. Tanaka's done fantastically well to turn on that. Ball by Tanaka. Calvert-Lewin just did a big long run, and then Tanaka just put it over his head, and he's like, I can't get that. 1 minute to go here then at Anfield. I'm not going to look at the chat for the last minute just in case anybody puts any spoilers, even about the game being finished at 0-0, because I want that. I want anxiety. Here's Gravenberch. Good block there by Leeds. Ampadu loses out, but then wins it back again. Tanaka, and then Strauch boots that one clear. Come on, Leeds. A draw away at Anfield is a fantastic result, by the way, and still unbeaten in 6 if we pull this off. Here's Alisson. Long ball forward. Away by Jacobihol's big slab head. Away by Stack as well. Gravenberch plays that one all the way back to Alisson again. Liverpool are just going to get players forward and pump the ball up there now. Out to the wing. Here's Ungamoa trying to take it past Bogle. Trying to get the ball to the edge. Here's Van Dijk who shoots. Away by Ampadu again. Gets an absolute hoof on that clearance. Once again, Alisson comes out to claim it. Alisson, that's a heavy touch from him. Alisson having to sprint back a little bit there. Here's Konate. Still not finished, even though we've gone past the 6-minute mark. Here's Szoboszlai. Now Konate. Ekitike. Ekitike trying to get the ball in the box. Cleared away by Jacobijol. That's it. Look, I'm absolutely ecstatic with a 0-0 away at Anfield is a fantastic result. It really is an unbelievable result for Leeds United. Another game unbeaten, 6 games. We've held in there. We've showed defensive resilience. We've conceded 0 goals. What a performance that is to go away to Anfield and get a point. You're absolutely buzzing with that result as a Leeds fan. You are absolutely buzzing with it. It's a fantastic result. Away at Anfield, you can't ask for more than that. You really can't ask for more. Leeds 0, Liverpool 0. There will be a match reaction where I discuss this game in a lot more detail very shortly after this. But before we go, thank you to Kennesaw Landis. Really appreciate the $10 super chat. Thanks as always, Max. Happy New Year, everyone. And I echo the sentiment. Happy New Year, everybody. What a great way to start the year with a draw away at Anfield. Thank you so much, Kennesaw Landis, for the super chat. Thank you to all of our Leeds Lately members as well for your continued support. Thank you to all of our new subscribers as well for joining the stream. I understand that other people are away tonight, but hopefully you've seen enough that you've enjoyed that you might come back as well. We've gained nearly 100 subscribers as well, so that's. In fact, over 100. I think we've gained about 125 subscribers as well. So that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you, everybody, so much. Shout out to Justin O'Dell as well. Happy so many people joined us for a happy match. Thank you, Justin, for that as well. And also, a massive shout out to Robert Wetzel before we go. Robert with the $50 super chat. Really appreciate that, Robert. Thank you so much. Super job. Well done as always, Leeds Lately. Happy New Year and good start to the second half. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate your continued support, your kind words, and of course, your super chat as well. Thank you so much for that. It's more than you ever need to donate. So I really appreciate that. That's massive. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate that. I appreciate each and every single one of you for joining me on this stream. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you to all the new Leeds Lately subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed already and you're new here, hit that sub button. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Point. Marching on together. And I'll see you in the next one where there'll be a tactical preview and a live stream as well. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me. And I will be back with the next one. Make sure you check out the link to my Etsy store in the description below as well. Thank you, everybody. And I'll see you in the next one.